my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher. Welcome to my Not Perfect Zen channel and Inktober Tangles for 2023. I'm happy to have you here again. I'm glad that you've come back. And if you happen to put your tiles on social media, please tag me with @BBL_Tangles so I know that you've put something out there. If this is your first video in this series, please look at the 2 introductory videos to get ideas, and day 1 to see how I'm going to put all of my tiles together. This is my sketchbook where I draw and practice these patterns. And today we are on day 15, Scara by Midori Furuhashi. She's a CZT in Japan. And you're going to notice that I covered this up, and I'm going to show you. And I left it on there. I considered starting all over with a brand new page, and I thought, no, I'm going to show you that it's not necessarily bad, but it's not what I was going for on this pattern, okay? And I'll tell you what I did that was kind of threw it off was these little dots I put too close to the center. I am actually going to do this big on here first. I think it'll be easier for you to see how this is working, hopefully, if I do it big. So we're going to start with a bigger orb in the center, and then we're going to add, and I'm trying to keep them about the same distance apart. We're going to add 6 more little circles. So this one would be at like 2 o'clock on your clock. And then put this one directly across from it, hoping to get them about the same distance. And then 2 more. Okay? Let's get this. Sorry. Okay, we're going to do an S curve that comes around and back, and that's going to meet up there in the center. And we're going to do that on each of these little dots, or orbs, not really dots. Come back down. Okay, so just a little S curve. All right, so I wanted to do this here because I think it's a little bit easier to show you the next step. What I did on this other one that didn't look quite right was I came way down in there, and that's not what we want. It works out best if you'll come about halfway down and close to this, but not right on it, okay? So we are going to put those same size orbs all the way around in that same place. This reminds me of Huggins. It's almost like a crazy Huggins. Okay, so now we're going to connect the tops. This one will connect with this one because we're not going to go over one of these lines. It's going to come up a little bit and come down and meet on that one. So takeoff and landing, and we're going to go around and do that on each one. Now the next step is going to be to connect that orb down in here. So I'm just going to tell you, I go ahead and do that right after I do that one. Okay. The step out has you come back and do it, but since we're right there, let's just do it. All right, so we're going to come around, take off of that one, and land on this one. And then we're going to connect it to the center. Around, land, connect to the center. And then just go around and do that. Until you get them connected. So this is why I practice before I show you what I'm doing. All right, so how's that? That's how it's supposed to look. And then you can go in and do the little additional things if you want. So let's put it on here. It'll be a little bit different doing it that small, but that's why I wanted to do it on the back of that to show you. Okay, I'm using my Micron 01 and graphite pencil and my blending stuff. So we're going to go in and put an orb in the center. And above that, we're going to add an orb. Below that, add an orb. If this were 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, we would be putting one at about 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. And then across from those would be our next ones. All right. So now we're going to make our S curves. We're going to take off from the top, make our curve, and come around the center orb. And we're going to do that all the way around. Just keep going around, turning your tile to keep your hand comfortable. When you make the same moves again and again, you get what they call muscle memory, and it helps you learn to do that same move better and better. Okay, so now for our second little orb, we don't want it way down and we don't want it too high, but we want to leave a little room also. So we're going to put our orbs all the way around. Okay, now let's connect them. Oh, sorry. So we're going to go from this one, take off, curve up a little bit, and land on this one. And then we're going to connect it to the center. Turn your tile. I admire ladies who I've watched, like Kelly Bluen, who does not turn her tile. Well, when she's using her sketchbook, she doesn't. And I'm very happy to have Zentangle tiles that are small that we can turn and make it easier to draw these patterns. Just keep coming around, connecting those. This one's a little bit shorter than the others, but it's okay. All right. So if you wanted to, this one's kind of an odd shape. So I am going to just try something a little bit different. And I'm going to fill these in a little bit and leave it with an open spot there at the center. You could also come back with a jelly roll pen and put a white dot there. Remember, this is your art. Do what makes you feel good for your tile. And you can use mine as an example, like on that other one of what not to do. Okay, now one of the things that I have done, like on this one, is to put some lines from the very center down to the tip. And then you can put another one and bring it out. And then put just a little bit of weighting on the end. Okay? So we'll just come around and do that. One down the center, and then one on each side. And then give a little bit of weighting. Just remember that Inktober is just, it was a challenge started by this guy, by this artist. He challenged himself to just put ink to paper every day in October. And he had a certain theme, I believe, also. I know they do now. Like, one of the theme of the day could be bicycle or mushroom or something like that. And the Inktober list has things like that. And when he started posting on the internet, it just took off. And other people wanted to try it. And then Stephanie Jennifer decided to give us some prompts using Zentangle patterns, and that was just really cool. She puts a lot of work into this, so thank you, Stephanie. We appreciate it. Okay, now like I did, if you wanted, you could add, a little bit of heavy line at the end. I think I'm going to leave mine just like it is. For shading, where all this meets down here, I'm just going to put a little bit of graphite at the base of each of these. I tend to do almost the same thing on all my tiles. I'm comfortable with it, and so that's what I do. Become comfortable with your art. It's not a contest. Your only competition should be with yourself. Am I improving? Am I happy with what I'm doing? And I do know if you will practice every day, you'll get better. One of these days I'll show you my very first tile. It looks like my granddaughter did it. And ever since I started, I have been doing Zentangle almost every day. since the end of 2017. So now with what's just left on my blending stump, I'm just adding a little bit of graphite at the end of each of these. I don't want a heavy dark line. It's already got the weighting there. All right. Was off the screen. I'm sorry. All right. So all I did was just put a little bit of graphite here on the end. All right. So there we go. Another day. Day 15. Scara by Midori Furuhashi, CZT. And again, that's not bad. It could look just fine with other patterns around it, but this is what we were going for. All right. Thanks again for joining me in my not perfect videos, my not perfect art. Just have fun, okay? Come again tomorrow, and we will do day 16. Thanks again. I'll see you. Bye.